In this video, I'm going to share with you why are there three main core reasons why life insurance go into massive amounts of debt, and ultimately I'm going to share with you guys my story, and more importantly I want to reveal more of the side of the life insurance business that most people are not willing to share. So if we've not yet met, my name is Peter Roberts. I'm a co-owner here at Legacy Family Life. Currently on my own pen, I've sold over $500,000 worth of final expense life insurance on my own, and I'm building a team that does over $200,000 per month in final expense life insurance. And I just want to share with you the things that I've learned to help you guys make more money in the life insurance industry, and ultimately share a side of the business that nobody's willing to share with you. And I make this video because there was a time in my business, my first month as a life insurance agent, I quit my job, I was going full time, I was ready to tackle the world and make all this money. And in the first month, I lost about $20,000. And I was, doing pretty well. I was making, I did about $15,000 at AP my first month ever as a new life insurance agent. But I was like, where the heck is my money? Like, where is all my money going? The second month, I did a little bit better, $25,000 in AP. I was on the leaderboards. I was crushing it on paper. I was looking like I was, slaying the game. But every month, I would open up my computer. I'd get hit with all these chargebacks. I'd get hit with all these different expenses. And all my clients were falling off. I was like, where is my money? And month after month, I continued to spin my wheels, overpromise, telling me that I'm gonna, change my life, and getting motivated and pumped up, and still to come to find out that I was not making the money that I expected, and I was nervous. So I want to share with you how I've been able to break this down, and ultimately how I've been able to solve this problem, me and my business partner, with our large, life insurance agency with 12 agents, and how we do this at scale and how we make them successful, and ultimately what I've learned and all the failures that I went through so that you can become successful in the life insurance industry. Right now, if you feel like, man, I've been working hard, I'm not, I'm making some sales, I'm not making the money that I was promised, I feel like I'm doing all that they're telling me to buy more leads, I'm doing exactly what they're telling me, and I'm making some sales, I'm at the top of the leaderboards, and I just don't know where my money's at. This is a video that I want to make for you. So the first main reason out of the three that I'm going to be sharing with you about why agents go into debt is because the agent skill level is super low. And I'm just being honest and transparent here. A lot of agents aren't here to, build their own life insurance business. They don't have the skill set. They've probably left their job, or they've been vulnerable. They don't have a lot of skill sets, and they come and they, see an ad on Indeed, and they get their butt in a seat and they start dialing, and they're told to go out there and build their own business. Be honest and transparent. Debt is made because of ignorance. You get into an industry when you don't know much about it. You've never really sold anything before. They're telling you to spend all this money on leads, and at the end of the day, you're like, what did I just get myself into? And you're trusting them, you're putting your full faith in your IMO or your upline, and you're told to run a business. 90% of life insurance agencies out there are teaching you how to build your own business. And inside of building your business, there's a lot of skills that you have to learn other than just how to sell. What's marketed on the internet is this, sit in your seat, have some leads, sell a life insurance product, and you're going to make all those commissions. And that's not the case. So ultimately, your skill set. A lot of people just get, click on the ad, they get their seat in the chair, and they just think they're going to make all this money, but don't have the core skill sets, or the communication ability, or the sales ability, or have the core discipline to survive in the industry, because it's really, really hard. You need to work really, really hard. And a lot of people are just sold this dream, and they come in and they're failed, and then what happens is they get stuck with a business that they have no idea how to run, and all these problems arise, and they end up leaving with debt. So ultimately, the skill set of the agent is low, and ultimately the model out there is not incentivized to help the agents succeed. The agents are told to buy leads, get all this comp or get reduced comp, but they need to manage your own book of business and build all these systems and processes, because the person that brought you in has no idea how they're doing it. So then you're at the mercy of being an entrepreneur, and most people are not cut out to be an entrepreneur. The second thing is what comes with being an entrepreneur is the overall business cost and expense. And here's kind of the nitty gritty that I want to break down to you, that these expenses are what's sunk in your business, because again, you get into the life insurance industry, you don't have many skills. They slap a label on you until you become a life insurance, basically agency owner or entrepreneur, and then you have to figure out how to actually become profitable. The first thing is lead costs. Lead costs are typically under the mercy of your skill set. So you got to go to a lead store, you got to buy lead vending, and that's all going to change with this new FCC ruling, which is going to be a huge surprise. But ultimately, you have to buy leads, you have to go to a lead store, you have to figure out if you want to generate leads, and you've never generated leads before, and you have to basically spend thousands and thousands of dollars every week, or they're going to tell you to spend thousands of dollars, because they're going to want you to basically, get these people with names who want life insurance supposedly, and you're going to call them and you're going to close them. and you're going to make all these commissions. But these lead costs will continue to creep up on you. One thing that is not talked about is what is the acquisition cost? How much does it actually cost you to acquire a client? And what really hurts a ton of agents is that they are acquiring clients at a loss. So what happens is they'll spend $300, $400, and then they'll sell a client, they'll put their name on the leaderboard, they'll get, oh, I sold a $30 AIG policy, and boom, all this excitement. But what actually looks down at what the numbers break down to is that you acquired that client at a loss, which means over the next 12 months, you've just done all that work to lose money. So just knowing that the lead costs are a huge expense that you have to be aware of that can prevent you from becoming successful and put you in a lot of debt. I want to share with you a story today. Yesterday, a guy came and was like, the guy was new, my friend was new, his upline told him to sell his car to buy leads, and I literally witnessed this guy go homeless. So I want to share with you, this is what actually happens in the industry. The second thing is retention issues. So let's say you do have clients, but now you have retention issues. What does that even mean? On the backside of the business, you have to figure out how you can retain clients. So you just don't sell a life insurance policy and all of a sudden you get all this money from the insurance company and you don't have to, I made all the sales. That's not how it works. It's not a car sale. I have to sell a life insurance policy, and they have to stay on the books for anywhere from 9 to 12 months to receive the full commission. These insurance companies will advance you money up front as a loan, and you're required to keep them as a client for 9 or 6 to 12 months for you to keep that money. And what a lot of people don't understand is that when you get in the life insurance industry, you also have to learn a skill set called customer service. So what you mean is you have to sell the policy, you have to generate the lead or find the lead, close them, and then when they have an issue, you have to be able to create a way to retain the client so they don't switch their policy, so they don't find a better product, so they don't leave you, and that you're their life insurance agent for life. The average life insurance agent's retention ratio should be around 82 to 85%. We look to work above that, which means 80% of your clients sick, 20% fall off, and when 20% fall off, you are going to have chargeback, which I'll touch up on a second thing. The third issue is placement issues. You might say, what is placement? Placement means people will sell life insurance. They will put their, I sold a $100 per month, $1,000, $1,200 AP on the leaderboard. Awesome stuff. But they don't place. What does that mean? This is not talked about. Placement is basically the client making their first payment, or the client going through or pivoting. You can get people approved, actually getting someone approved. If you can place them with a carrier, but they come back as declined, you might consider that a sale. But they're not placed and actually set up to be the carrier with that carrier to receive the commission, then you're not going to make any income. A lot of people will just say, I got someone in underwriting, or they might be approved. I have to wait, and if it comes back that they're not approved, you didn't acquire any single client. Fourth thing I want to share with you on this little note here is payment concerns. Payment concerns are a huge deal. A lot of people are going to talk about this, but it's real and honest. If you're selling final expense or to people with lower income, you're going to see this every day. We deal with this every day inside of our business, and it's typically such as an NSF return, insufficient funds, or ramifications of card business. Let me break these down for you. NSF basically means that someone's account that they use or card that they use is not valid. So a lot of people will sell life insurance, and the reason they get into debt is they'll sell all this life insurance, or they'll spend hundreds of dollars to acquire a client, and then when the client has to set their payment on next month on the 1st, the payment doesn't go through, which means that they've now have to go out there again and sell another client, even though they thought that the commission is going to come through. On the second issue is insufficient funds. A lot of people will buy life insurance and they can't afford it. So what happens is you'll sell a policy, and then the insurance company will try to draft their money so that you can get the commission, or they'll even draft it earlier, and they'll advance you the commission, and you'll have a $1,200 check just came in. But what happens is on the 1st, when Miss Betty doesn't have the money, guess what? It comes back as insufficient. She doesn't have the money. Now you have to track Miss Betty down and try to recoup get her back on the books, or you're going to have to owe that $1,200 that the insurance company just sent you because it's insufficient, and it's actually a bad policy. So NSF, bad account information. Second is insufficient funds, selling people who can't afford the product. That happens a ton. And then third is card business. This is not talked about. What hurt me in the beginning is I only would write card business, and this was a huge mistake. Cards change. The comp on cards is terrible. You get it as earned at most carriers, which means if you sell a $45 policy, you only get $45 from the insurance company, and you've probably just spent $150 to acquire, or even $300, which means to acquire that client. If you spend $300 and you spend $50 to acquire that client, your costs will outweigh what you're going to receive in commissions, and you're going to be acquiring at a loss, like I talked about earlier. And card business prevents longevity in your business. Card business hurt me so much because people's cards would change. I would, have clients cancel and their cards would get hacked, and it really destroyed me. And it's a side of the business that a lot of people aren't willing to share. And the last thing is product decreases. Guaranteed issue comp versus simplified issue comp. I want to break this down for you here. So a lot of people don't understand this, is that, if someone sells a $1,000 AP policy, they put $1,000 on the leaderboard, but it's actually a guaranteed issue. You have a reduced comp and a 6-month advance. So what that means is that if you sell a guaranteed issue, which means something with a waiting period or something that's going to wait 2 years to fully pay out, it's a guaranteed issue. The comp from the carrier is different. You're not getting the full 100% or whatever your comp rate is. You're going to get 60 or 70 or 45, which means that you are not going to get upfront the 30-day cash that you need to keep that business running, which means that you're going to continue to acquire clients at a loss, which is going to hurt your business and put you into debt. Or secondly, they're going to only advance 6 months of your earnings, which means your 30-day cash will be hindrance, and you're not going to have the cash flow needed to continue to invest in Ringy, or invest in the Go High Level, or invest in the drip campaigns, or invest in the phone system, or invest back into marketing spend. And all in all, when you continue to bring on clients at a loss, you will continue to hurt yourself. It's very important that you structure your products and your knowledge, knowing that you put people in the best position so they can always sell simplified issue products. And then ultimately too, if it's simplified issue, that's the best way to be. You want to sell products that are simplified issue to prevent this debt from happening, so you can get the highest advance, that you can get the highest commission, so you can keep your business afloat. Cash flow in this business is oxygen. Now the third main portion of debt that is going to keep people broke in the industry. This hurts so many people, that's not talked about, that I have to bring up here. Please listen in. Is downline debt. Again, so kind of how we tie all this together. So the first thing is you get stuck with becoming a life insurance agent. And then as an agent, and most models are teaching you to build your own business. Come in here, make all this money passive, you're going to build your own business. Okay, so you don't have the skill set, you're just slapped on with the label entrepreneur, you've never done entrepreneurship in your life. And then third, you're acquiring your clients at a loss, you have no idea how to retain clients, you don't know how to handle payment concerns, how to keep clients from sticking, your retention's terrible, and then you don't know how to structure your products to create the highest likelihood of getting the most 30-day cash. And then at the end of this, you pile on downline debt. You're told to recruit. Downline debt ruins so many people, and I can't explain to you how important this is. Your agent is going to come into the industry and they're going to tell you recruit. You're going to recruit more people who don't have the skill set. You're going to recruit more people who don't know how to manage business costs. You're going to recruit more people who have no idea what they're doing, and now you're responsible for them. And now they're placed under you, which means all their screw-ups, all their flaws, all the mistakes that they're making, and all the debt that they're racking up now is your responsibility. So take this with a grain of salt. There is no protection in the current MLM model from you going into a ton of debt. They're going to tell you, force you, recruit. And what happens? All these people come in, a ton of people leave because they're going into, they experience this problem, they're not making the money, so they leave. And guess what happens when they're stuck with, their $1,000 debt bill at a certain insurance company that you're stuck with? And they leave and you can't get a hold of them. You have to pay this. And there's no protection or, no way to mitigate this risk, because you only get such a small override, and you're believing in your upline that if you recruit, you're going to make all this money, live on the beach, have this best built business that's going to pay you all this passive income. But the downside is that you are not protecting yourself from any type of risk. And that is something that destroys people, that puts people in hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of debt. You bring one agent in who has no ethical compass, has no integrity, and wants to screw you over, you can do that. I can come in, I go through the contract process, I can basically lie and say I'm going to help this business, I can write bad policies, I can get advanced all this cash from the insurance company, and then leave you, and guess what you're stuck with? All that money that you're paying back. So those are the three real reasons that a lot of people end up broke coming in the industry, the no BS way, and ultimately what I had to go through, what we continue to work with, and how we continue to mitigate that inside of our agency. And ultimately, if you can kind of go through this and watch yourself from the debt, you can build in a successful business. You can become successful, but most people just wish they could watch this video before they get started. So love you guys. Hope this video helped you. Here are the three reasons that 99% of agents go broke selling life insurance, breaking it down in a video. Love you guys. If this helped you, drop a comment below. See you in the next one. Take care. Cheers.